In real life, systems of equations are involved in many actual applications and situations. This example, in a school fundraiser, candles are sold for $4 and vases are sold for $7. Total of 100 items were sold for $514. How many of each item was sold? We can figure this out by writing a system of equations and solving it. So our first bit of information, we get the prices of each. We find out that a total of 100 items were sold. So that means that the number of candles plus the number of vases sold is equal to 100. From the prices, the amount of money spent on candles is going to be 4 times the number of candles, while the amount spent on vases is going to be 7 times the number of vases. And a total of $514 was spent on these items, so we can generate this system of equations that will allow us to determine how many each of candles and vases were sold. Once we have our system, we can go about solving it using whatever method we like. I will use elimination, multiply this first equation by -4, and add it to our second equation. We learn that 3 times the number of vases is equal to 114, and then we just divide by 3 to get that the number of vases sold was 38. And we can simply plug this in. The number of candles plus the number of vases equals 100. So we take 100 minus 38 to get that the number of candles sold is 62. Therefore, 38 vases and 62 candles were sold in this fundraiser. Here's another application of a system of equations problem. An airplane is flying into a headwind, and it goes 1,800 miles from Pittsburgh to Phoenix, and the trip takes 3 hours, 36 minutes. On the way back, the trip takes only 3 hours. If we assume the wind did not change, we want to find the speed of the wind and the plane's speed in still air. So first off, we're going to say A is the speed of the airplane, and I'm going to say W is the speed of the wind. Now the way the wind affects the flight of the airplane is that if we're flying into the wind, then the speed of the plane winds up being the plane's speed minus the wind speed. It's flying with the wind. The speed winds up being the plane speed plus the wind speed. So we have the plane speed minus the wind speed is going to be equal to the rate at which the plane went from Pittsburgh to Phoenix, and the speed of the plane plus the speed of the wind is going to be the rate at which the plane traveled from Phoenix to Pittsburgh on the return flight. Now there's a little bit of work that's going to go into this because we don't know what these speeds are right off the bat. But we're given enough information to figure it out. On the way there, we went 1,800 miles in 3 hours, 36 minutes. So our distance traveled is 1,800 miles. The time it takes is 3 hours and 36 minutes, which is 3 and 36 out of 60 hours. Which we can reduce down to 3 and 6 out of 10, which is 3 3/5 hours. So, on the way there, remember our distance, a distance is equal to a rate times a time. So our speed on the way there is just the distance divided by time. It's 1800 over 3 3/5. And on the way back, our time is just 3 hours. So on the way back, our speed is 1800 divided by 3, which is, of course, just 600 miles per hour. Now that we have our system written, we can go ahead and solve it. This is set up very nicely for elimination. If we add our two equations together, that gives us 2 times the speed of the airplane is equal to, actually let's take a second and figure out what 1800 divided by 3 3/5 is. 1800 divided by 3 3/5, this comes out to 500. Well, that's convenient. So then when we add those two together, we get 1,100, and therefore the speed of the airplane in still air is 550 miles per hour. Find the wind speed. We can use either one of these equations, substitute in 550, to find that the wind speed is just 50 miles per hour. One more example of an application. This problem: a glass of apple juice and a glass of orange juice contain a total of 185 milligrams of vitamin C. 2 glasses of apple juice and 3 of orange juice contain 452 milligrams of vitamin C. We want to figure out how much vitamin C is in a glass of orange juice, how much vitamin C is in a glass of apple juice. We know that 1 glass of apple juice, which I'm going to call A, and 1 glass of orange juice, which I will call O, contain a total of 185 milligrams of vitamin C. We know that 2 glasses of apple juice and 3 of orange juice contain a total of 452 milligrams of vitamin C. And once we have our system written, we can solve it using whatever method we like. I will multiply this first equation by -2. -2a plus 2a cancels out, giving us 0. -2o, I should make this a cursive O so we don't get it confused with zeros. -2o plus 3o gives us just O. -2 times 185 is 370, -370. 452 minus 370 is 82. So a glass of orange juice contains 82 milligrams of vitamin C. And then simply by subtracting from 185, we can find that a glass of apple juice contains 103 milligrams of vitamin C.